Hello, everybody. A bit late though. Sorry about that. Welcome to another Q&A, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm doing all right, Morbid. Thank you. How are you doing? Let me know if there's something wrong with the audio, please. Can you let me know if there's something wrong with the audio and the music? I've noticed a few technical issues since a couple of days ago. You know, on the Uden Chronicle stream, and also on the music was kind of loud. Yeah, I took care of that 2 seconds ago. But is the music glitching? You know, because during yesterday's stream on the Uden Chronicle and a couple of days ago on Twitch on a Castlevania Labyrinth, a crazy castle hack that I did, you know, there were a lot of technical issues. Audio seemed out of phase. And the music in doing the Uden Chronicle stream yesterday was like, the audio was just glitching whenever I talked. If I wasn't talking, the audio sounded fine, but whenever I was talking, the audio skipped. You know, it kind of like glitched. Is that happening right now with the music? Let me know, please. No, blah blah blah. Hello, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Is the audio glitching? Well, I need to sound alright, and so does the music. It needs to sound alright. Right? No one's answering, as usual. So I'm gonna have to check it out myself. Alright. So I'm just gonna pause this. Welcome to another Q&A, everybody. Seems fine. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm doing all right, Morbid. Okay, it's fine. It seems fine. Yeah, all right. So we can go back to the music. Whenever I switch tabs or do something, it glitches. That's normal. Like right now, I'm doing this. And that, you know, it should have glitched maybe a little bit. If that happened, then sorry. Alright, so there you go. We can start, I can start answering your damn questions now. What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining. Hello. Hello! Hello! Can anybody hear me? Twitch apocalypse? What are you talking about? That's everywhere. The apocalypse is everywhere. You know, they throw in a lot of fucking ads on YouTube and Twitch, and we barely get anything. Sometimes I'm watching these long videos, you know, and there's like a message saying fewer ads for this long video. And it's like 1 entire minute of nothing but ads. Unskippable. Like, really, YouTube? Seriously? We're going in full circle, man. We went from having a crap to like 5-7 minutes of ads between shows and normal television. And then, all of a sudden, you know, YouTube came into existence, Netflix and all that jazz, and no ads. Ads stopped existing. Everybody was still watching TV, you know. Half of the world was still watching TV with ads. And then the other half was watching Netflix and YouTube, you know, and those fucking websites. And there were no ads. No more ads. But then slowly, ads. 3-second ads, 5-second ads, 10-second ads. Some years went by and 20-second ads. More years went by, 30-second ads. Now 1-minute long ads, unskippable. That's where we're living. So we're going in full circle. Imagine Netflix, Amazon Prime, you know, whatever fucking website, Roku, here, YouTube, Twitch, you know, in like a few more years, it's gonna be the same as before. It's just gonna be like, you know, you're watching something and all of a sudden, 5 fucking minutes of nothing but ads and you can't skip them. And how much money are we content creators making? Barely anything. Yeah, throw in 5 fucking minutes of ads and give me like $1 of revenue. Thank you. Great. It's a great day and age to be a content creator. That's my usual start, Kent. It never notifies you of my streams, probably because you haven't clicked on the bell. Well, sometimes even if you click on the bell, it doesn't notify you because I'm shadow banned, remember? Do we have to go over this again? Let's not go over that again today. Okay, you know I'm shadow banned in this website, so... Is there a debate today? I may have a surprise for you guys. Let's just wait for more people to join. Some people say 95 down on revenue on Twitch. I don't know about that. Well, I barely make anything, you know. I've been giving it my all for the past 4 months on Twitch, but it's been only 4 months. I've had the Twitch account for like 5 years, right? But I abandoned it 5 years ago. In September of 2019, I abandoned the Twitch account, you know. And then I came back last year in October, you know, and for a couple of months I was doing like giving it my all, but then I went lazy and I kind of stopped caring. But I started caring once again. 3rd time's the charm, you know. In July or August, was it August? You know, and now I'm streaming like 4 times a week on Twitch. You will find a link to my Twitch channel in the description. That's where I'm streaming. I'm not gonna stream on YouTube anymore. Yesterday was an exception. I'm still gonna appear live. The Q&As is an exception, but streaming video games, I'm only making an exception like once or twice a month, precisely to tell people to go follow me on Twitch and watch me there. That's where I'm going to stream from now on, video games and RPGs, not here anymore. Okay, so just wanted to let that out. But anyway, yeah, I've heard that there's been some revenue issues on Twitch, but dude, I'm barely making anything anyway. Maybe it's down for the people who have been doing this for a living for the past few years, I don't know, or making a considerable amount of money every month for the past few years and they feel it's down. Well, I don't know. I can tell you more about YouTube, and revenue has been down the entire year. It started going down since last year. For many reasons. Let's not get into that, okay? Many reasons. It's not just one. Many reasons, you know, why the revenue started going down a bit last year, and this year got worse. Way worse, you know, and I don't know what's gonna happen next year. But anyway... yeah, that was an old video. Praetor. That was a re-upload. But I hate calling them re-uploads and putting that in the title, because then if I do that, no one watches them. And I'm not sorry. If you want to call that clickbait or whatever, I don't give a flying fuck. You know? Plus, that's a re-upload of a video a lot of people didn't watch, you know? and I thought it was an interesting video. You know, with JRPGs like with more than one battle system. You know, some are like turn-based and action. Others are like shoot 'em up, different genres. You know, stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, you know, a video about that was good. But originally it was a top 15, and I added a bunch of RPGs that didn't really have a like Astral Chain was there, and so there's only one combat system in that game. It's just it has a couple of motorcycle like bike missions like in Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's not another battle system. So yeah, I kind of took down that video, and I wanted to re-upload it, you know, and kind of edit it and leave the 10 that really do have like 2 different battle mechanics, you know. So that's why East 10 was just an honorable mention, because that video came long before East 10 never existed. Or Trails Through Daybreak, you know, I thought about Trails Through Daybreak, but it's just one battle system. It's just that you can switch between action and turn-based, you know, whenever you want. Doesn't necessarily mean it's got 2 battle systems, it's just the same one. It's a great idea though, but it's just the same, so I didn't think it was like, no, it didn't. But each 10, definitely, you got the ship battles and your regular hack and slash. So. Needed to be there, yeah. Anyway, glad you enjoyed the video. If you didn't watch it 4 years ago, it's an old video. That music is a big reason I continued after the first video I saw. Yeah, it's an awesome intro. Thanks, man. Well, you should thank the legendary Sultan. He's the one who composed the song. But yeah, it's a good song. I brought it back in a few videos over the past several months. Like, I was there at the beginning of my top 10 hardest Nintendo DS JRPGs. You know, but I don't know. It's just a lot of people skip the music video. There's very few people like you who enjoy the intro, the music intro. That's why I stopped using it. Most people just skip it, you know, they don't care about intros, music intros, or outros. There's been some videos that I've done in the past where I left out the outro because I was like, no one watches this. As soon as I get to the number 1 game, oh, which one is number 1? This? Oh, okay, that's it. They turn it off. So it's just, there's no point, man. But I'm glad some of you enjoy the music intro and watched through the whole video and enjoy the intros, the outros when I say let's begin, or when I say see you next time, you know, and you actually pay attention to what I have to say about every game. Because, but the truth is, the majority of people just skim through the video, you know, and they just want to see what games are on the list, in what order, and that's it. They don't even give a shit about what I have to say. But anyway. Question. Have you ever talked about Phantom Brave? Yes, I have a few times. I'm not really a fan of that game, so I haven't talked about that game much, but I have covered it in the past. Thank you, Sub-Zero. Yeah, the intro isn't back, you know, it's just gonna be there every now and then, you know. AVGN intro? What about the AVGN intro? I feel that the algorithm causes content creators to not use intros anymore. Well, the algorithm is something evil that's more evil, programmed to fill YouTube's pockets and drain our pockets. No, that's YouTube nowadays. Well, it's been that way for the past couple of years. Well, James Rolfe doesn't really use the original intro anymore with the lyrics. You know, he just uses the melody because he created the melody. You know, but he didn't compose the music. That was Kyle Justin, and for some reason they got into a problem. I don't know which problem. You know how Cinemassacre is, right? They hide a lot of things from the public. I understand that. A lot of people don't. Hence why, you know, they love shitting on Cinemassacre and the Cinemassacre truth and whatever. Fuck those guys, man. They have no fucking idea what it's like to be a content creator, you know? And I'm very transparent, and I probably shouldn't. You know, it bites me in the ass regularly. But I got to a point some time ago where I stopped giving a shit. But, you know, I understand. You know, I can't compare myself to James Rolfe. You know, he's like the godfather of YouTube, you know, gaming channels. You know, he's like, come on, he's a celebrity. You know, I'm just a content creator. James Rolfe is a fucking celebrity, right? So I understand why he doesn't let in, he doesn't reveal certain things about his channel, about what goes on behind the screen, behind the curtains. and the dramas between some of his employees, like Kyle Justin, you know. So I don't know what happened, but I wanted to say that. For the past several years, he hasn't used the original intro with the singing, you know. He's gonna take you back to the past. There's no more singing. He just used the melody. Because he composed that melody. James, that's why he can still use that. But the original song with the guitar and shit, that was Kyle Justin. He can't use that anymore. I don't know what happened there, you know, but... You have 2 YouTube channels, and the average viewing time is 10% per video. 10% per video? That's too harsh. Are you uploading long videos? Because that's the case for me with a lot of long videos. The longer the video, the less watch time. And long videos make more money, but they gotta get like a lot of views. Like, don't think all of these obscure games streams, you know, obscure PS4 games, obscure PS3 games that I've been uploading on this channel, they aren't getting that many views. Don't think, oh, he's doing that for the money. 3-hour long videos, he's gonna be doing that for the money. Dude, they have like 3,000 views. Come on. Really long videos, like 2-3 hour long videos, you know, they need to have like 50,000 views or more, you know, for you to get like some considerable amount of money. But those videos also have, for me, they have like 10% watch time, 11%, 12% watch time, 8%. The longer the video, yeah, and the shorter the video, the more watch time. But it also depends, you know, I have short videos that are like 4 minutes long and they have like 40% watch time. It's like, most people just don't have the time to watch a 4-minute long video. They only have time for 2 minutes. That's how busy people are nowadays. Jesus. Do you have a P.O. box or something if anyone wants to send you any games? I have an extra copy of Yakuza 0 for you. Oh, Mundus. Apparently you don't know that I already got the game a few weeks ago. Digital, not physical. If you want to send the physical game to me, I would appreciate it. Just know that I don't really like collecting players' PlayStation hits. If it's the first edition, okay, you know, I can't look at a... If you want to send the game to me, even if it's the PlayStation hits version, send it. Can't look at the teeth of a horse's mouth. How's that saying go? You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. Can't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? So there you go. Send it to me. But I already got the game digital, and I was just playing it this morning. I'm on chapter 16. I just started chapter 16, which is one of the last ones. 20-something hours in, long fucking game, man. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, there you go. So there you have it. Yeah, send it to me, man. I do have a P.O. box, and you can send it to me, but just keep in mind I live in Mexico. BC or attention deficit. I don't think it's either a sleepy gamer. I just think, I've been saying this for a couple of years. Ever since the pandemic, you know, in the pandemic there was a lot of offer and a lot of demand, but when the pandemic ended, we still had a lot of offer, but very little demand. That's what's been happening nowadays. People don't give a shit about YouTubers or content creators anymore. They don't even want to support them. Most people, you know, support has been declining. Why? Because everything's free. 5 years ago, you guys had, I don't know, 5 JRPG channels, and now you have like fucking 50. And they're all free to watch. No one's charging you anything. And now, 10 years ago, there was just Netflix. And now there's Prime. There's all of these fucking streaming services, like 10 million of them. Prime, you know, all channels, HBO, Paramount Plus, you know, Roku, blah, 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 blah. So, and they're all like $5 a month or something. $10 if you want the highest quality, you know. So, and what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of entertainment out there, which means there's a crap ton of offer, but there's not that much demand because people have lives, right? And they're like, I only have 1 hour per day, you know, to watch YouTube videos. So 5 years ago, you could watch all of your favorite channels' videos in one day, and nowadays you can't because now you have like 50 favorite channels. I don't know. Maybe you guys need to start being more picky on who you watch. No, I'm not kidding, you know. and who you support. What do I think about Yakuza 0? I think it's fucking excellent. It's got a couple of problems though. And there's one thing I'd like to address when it comes to the Yakuza series. A little bit of a rant on the series. This is my 4th game. You know, I play the RPGs, both of them, which are basically Yakuza 7 and 8, the ones with Ichiban Kasuga. And then I played Kiwami, which is a remake, and now I'm playing 0. So I'm near the end, right? But I have one rant. One little observation about the series that I want to get off my chest. Okay? I understand that these games are fiction, but the way I see it, these games aren't fantasy. Because there's no magic powers, there's no, like, superpowers, you know, nothing of the sort. But what I've been observing since the very first one that I played was that they have these really die-hard lethal weapon, super over-the-top exaggerated situations that happen, you know, that make no fucking sense. And like I said, I know these are video games, they're fiction, and that's their style, you know, to have things like that. But sometimes when I get confused because sometimes we get these really realistic situations and it makes sense, right? But other situations, oh, that's fine. Something unrealistic and completely impossible, that's alright, we can leave that. But for this particular scene, oh no, we gotta be realistic for that. So it creates these kind of inconsistencies within the series. All of them, every single one of them has this problem, you know. And I can guarantee, I haven't played the others, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm pretty sure nothing changed. So what I mean to say is that, and it's nothing to do with the story. Just let me give you an example. I don't know. They beat in the chapter that I'm playing, you know, a few fucking people beat the shit out of my character, Goro Majima. They beat the shit out of him. So the developers thought it was important to show his scars, you know, like the scars, right? And he goes around the street, you know, with the scars on his face. So that was important, you know. He's kind of like, okay, I took a beat in the face, you know, but he seems to be miraculously alright, you know. Some fucking dude kicked him in the face. But he gets up and goes around. So, okay, on the realistic side of things, I guess it was important because it makes sense. Someone beats the shit out of you. You can have scars, you know, right? But how can you just walk around and fight like nothing? That's not humanely possible. What is Goro Majima? You know, a superhero? Fucking Goku? No, he isn't. And he's an even worse example. An even far worse, what I just gave you, this example I just gave you, that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. I'm gonna go rock bottom right now. Okay? So, at one point, you know, sorry for the spoiler, but this happens often in the Yakuza series, so it's not really a spoiler. If you play the series, you've seen this, or if you haven't, you'll see this a lot. You know, so Kiryu, the protagonist, gets shot in the shoulder and in the leg. Shot! A real fucking gun. And you know what happens? Well, someone takes care of him in a bed, you know. They heal him. Put bandages all over him, you know. Maybe we didn't see this, but maybe somebody took the bullets out if they were stuck. Or maybe they went clean, you know. I don't know what happened. They never told you that. But 3 hours later, he's out in the fucking street. And they tell you that 3 hours after this, you know. He's back on the street with no scars. You don't see a scar on the shoulder or on the leg. And he's walking just fine and beating the shit out of tough enemies. I thought these fucking games were about reality. They're more realistic and there wasn't any fantasy. Dude, even in games, even in fantasy games, when that happens, the fucking characters spend like 3 days recovering. Like it's been like 3 days later, right? Not 3 fucking hours. What the fuck? So, I don't know, man. It didn't bother me before because I was like, oh, it's a video game. I'm not going to take it seriously. It's just whatever, right? You know, but it kept happening over and over again. And what pisses me off is not that. It's the fact that some things they do take them seriously. Oh, the guy got knocked down. Oh, he can't get up for the rest of the day. Oh, we need to get him to a hospital. Because that's realistic. But then on the next scene, you know, Kiryu gets shot like 10,000 bullets and 3 hours later he's just fine. You know, no scars anywhere. He's just beating the shit out of fucking thugs on the streets. No problem. So that's my rant on the Yakuza series. I'm fucking loving the Yakuza series, and going back, you know, it's just a video game. It's not to be taken that seriously, but it's just something that I needed to get off my chest. It's like fucking stupid, man. That makes no sense. If you either you go realistic for the game or you just don't. Might as well at this point put fucking magic in them. Oh well, wait a minute. They do have some kind of magic. These auras. You can change stances and you can see the blue aura. You know, and they do these super powerful moves, and the enemies take them, you know. With Majima, there's a special attack, you know, you just hit someone with the bat to knock them down, and then he swings the bat in their faces. Full power. No one should be able to survive. That's instant death, you know. But no, the guys are just like, after that, you know, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna mess with you, and again, no scars on their faces. They're like, I'm sorry, you know, like, sure. Not even Dragon Ball does that, man. So, I guess it's part of its charm, right? These super over-the-top, exaggerated situations are super impossible, super unrealistic. I guess that's part of the series. So, okay. I like it, but at the same time, you know, it gives me like OCD. Like, it makes no sense that some other scenes are like taken seriously and realistic, you know? But others like these are like, these fucking guys are Superman. Fucking Goku, man. Jesus Christ. John Woo. That's right. John Woo. So that's my rant on Yakuza. I needed to get that off my chest. But I'm loving it. I'm loving Yakuza 0. It's fucking great. I'm a huge fan now. Declared fanboy. I declared myself a fanboy after I finished Kiwami 6 months ago. I'm still a fanboy. I don't think that's gonna change. Have I played Yarak Adventure? No, I don't know what that is. How about the series having real actresses, like idols in the Telephone Girls, you know, and the cabarets and shit, you know? Yeah, that's Suikoden. My Suikoden t-shirt. No, I haven't seen Hard Boiled. I watched a John Woo movie a couple of, several days ago, Wind Walkers. You know, Wind Walkers. Anybody seen that? It's a World War II movie with Nicolas Cage, Christian Slater, you know, Adam Beach. So it's a good movie. You know, it's not like wow. No, it's just a good movie. I talked about the movie last Q&A. So it wasn't a few days ago when I watched it. No, wait. Well, I go live so often nowadays that I forget when did I... Wind Talkers, yeah. When did I talk about it? Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. I wouldn't call it great. I don't think it's a great movie. But it's a good movie. Above average, you know. I like it. And it's based on real life. That happened, you know. They got these Navajo Indians, you know, to create a code and talk to each other, you know, and that was genius in the World War. Anyway, good movie, but that's a John Woo movie, so he has a lot of exaggerated situations, you know, and characters get shot and they're still standing, and some of the deaths are like pretty intense. It's a good movie. Have I played Ninja Gaiden? Yes, I have. The Raid Redemption, never seen it. What's my favorite? Breath of Fire? Yours is the third one. Mine is the fourth one. Breath of Fire 4. Huge fan. I love it. Hard Boiled. Well, maybe I'll look it up. I'm not really a fan of John Woo. Yakuza has some very weird side quests. Yes, a lot of them. A lot of fucking weirdness in those games. That's right. Any other questions that aren't related to John Woo? The robot in Breath of Fire 4? Yeah. What was the guy's name? Arwin? And let's not spoil who was inside the robot. Do I collect physical movies? I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of DVDs. Probably about 50. Maybe less, maybe 40 movies in DVD. But I bought them, long ago. Some of them were when I was like 20 years ago when I worked at Blockbuster. But not really, I don't really collect movies. My favorite Shin Megami Tensei game, that will be Devil Survivor. The first one. Thank you, Mystery Kid. No, I haven't played Metal Slug Tactics. I haven't. I want to, though, but I'm not gonna pay any money for it until I know it's, safe. Safe from political bullshit. Will you beat the bee who killed what? Selena? What are you talking about? Why do you like the Cold Steel Arc so much? I kinda hate it. I like it because, I don't know, it's got great graphics for its time, great gameplay mechanics, quality of life features, great storytelling, tons of fan service, awesome battle mechanics, awesome music. What can I say? Wasn't there a big stink about localization changes to the Luna remasters? Yeah, because working designs, that was 20 years ago, man. More than 20 years ago. For the Luna remasters. You're from Indonesia. I know, what about it? Yeah, working designs. Back in the day, man. Working designs. What raid? What are you talking about? Thanks a bunch, Kent Maddox. Yeah, I knew that. We knew Dragon Quest III remake was gonna be super woke, and it is. Why is that a surprise? I'm not buying it. Never. I don't really give a shit about it. That's right, Luna remasters on mobile. It's been for a while, yeah. Why is it weird? What exactly are you trying to say? Did the Dragon Quest remake already drop? Yeah, that was somebody told me yesterday, like 2 days ago. So are you gonna play it? And I was like, oh, is it out? Oh, it came out? Okay, wasn't it out next year? Huh. Oh, it's out. Great. Fine. Woo! Let's celebrate. Cheers. Dragon Quest 3 is out. Well, maybe the modern audience, is happy about it, but I'm not. I don't give a shit about that fucking remake or anything from Square Enix anymore. Okay, I see what you're trying to say about the Luna remasters now. So, I think Gung Ho, who is localizing the games next year, the remasters, are gonna use the original PS1 working designs localization. I don't think they're gonna base their remasters on the mobile version. I don't think so. I think these remasters, upcoming remasters, are based on the PS1 versions. And those were localized and translated by Working Designs, who made a crap ton of alterations to the dialogue in games, you know. Fortunately, no fucking politics or agendas, you know. It's just altered for the sake of being funny and stupid, you know. Who will you slap in the Persona series? What do you mean slap? Like slapping the ass? Please be kind enough to clarify your definition of slap. Well, a slap as in shut the fuck up, man, you know. What kind of slap are we talking about here? Yeah, Sean, I played Crosscode. I talked about it. I don't like it. I love the graphics, the music, the story, but it's just the puzzles killed it. Too many fucking puzzles. So yeah, I don't talk about that often. I probably covered the game like 2-3 times maybe, you know? That's why you don't see me talking about it, you know? But I have talked about it before. Oh, in the face! Oh, Teddy, yeah, thank you, Kevin. That's right. I will slap the fuck out of that bastard, man. That fucking bear. In bear form or in human form? Like, shut up, just get the fuck, shut the hell up. Teddy, man. But there's gotta be like one character per Persona game. Okay, in the first Persona, I would probably slap the developers. Here we go, right? Here we go, Erick bitching about Persona 1. Forget about Persona 1. I will probably slap... I would probably slap Mark. One to change color, one to change back, one to change again, you know. Pass, you're black. Pass, you're white. Pass, you're black. Pass, you're white. Oh, this is fun. Michael Jackson would have loved that, to get that slap, that magical slap. Persona 2, Eternal Punishment. Well, no, Innocent Sin came first. I will slap the punk rocker guy, you know, with makeup. That fucker. He's cool, you know, he swears. He's kind of incorrect, and I like him because of that, but he's also, like, really annoying. In Persona Eternal Punishment, I will probably slap... I haven't played that game in ages, I mean, I don't know which character I will slap. Like, shut the hell up. Just enough! I don't know. Maybe Maya, maybe that will get her talking, you know. Hey, you used to talk a lot on Innocent Sin, and now you're all this serious emo girl, you know, who never speaks. No, slap. That's... Talk again. Persona 3, ooh boy. I will probably slap the fuck out of Junpei again and again and again and again. Yukari would have loved to do that. Persona 4, Teddy. Persona 5, maybe Ryuji. I will slap the fuck out of Adachi, man. Fuck that guy. Morgana, I love Morgana. I will never slap Morgana. Little fucker. That guy. Anyway, I will slap the fuck out of Adachi, man. Just fuck that guy, right? Someone is offering me a Sword of Mana for the Game Boy Advance. Is it worth it? That's a remake of the original Adventures of Mana on the Game Boy. That's the one version of that game I haven't played. So I don't know, man. How much is it? Is it complete in box? I need more details, man. Don't just ask me if it's worth it. What if I say, yes, it's worth it, and then you go and pay $200 for it, and that's not worth it, man. I need more info. You got Baten Kaitos Origins and Wild Arms 5. Which version of Wild Arms 5 did you get? I own the 10th anniversary special edition, mint condition, that's so rare and expensive nowadays. Is that the one you got? Yeah, I will probably slap Ryuji too, don't worry. Complete in box, but a bit damaged, barely noticeable. Okay. How much? You're missing the one most important detail for your question. What is my favorite compiled hard game? Death End Request 2. Wildlands 5 is a great game, man. Great game. It's my favorite in the series. Just don't expect it to be... I mean, it's kind of... Wildlands 5 mixes a lot of sci-fi with Wild West, you know? So it still carries the core of the series, the Wild West, you know, feel to it, you know? So definitely play it. It's fantastic. Love that game. $80 Sword of Mana completing box. I don't know, man. I don't know how much it goes for nowadays. Price charting, maybe. Go to price charting, but I don't know. I would pay $80 if it was completing box. I wouldn't pay that if I were you. But I don't know how much it goes for. What if it goes for 200 completing box? So $80 is a great deal, so. But I don't think it's like super, like, if it was Fire Emblem, you know, yeah, sure, pick it up. Oh, you got the special edition of Wild Arms 5. So many questions about Wild Arms 5. You're welcome, Trans. Trans Wings. You should change your username, man. Say it out loud. Have you seen Trigon or Trigon Stampede under one and the same? I watched a Trigon anime like 20 years ago. And it was like 20 something episodes. And that's the one I watched. I don't know which one I watched. There's two? I didn't know that. Stampede is the CG reboot that came out last year. I haven't watched that. I'm gonna stick with the original. Reboot, remake, like Ranma, it's probably full of political bullshit, so I'm sticking with the original. I watched the good one 20 years ago. You like to see a Persona game? The Persona games have... Which arrogant JRPG villain do you think has the most punchable face? I don't know, man. Sephiroth. And I'm gonna use the Fight Club argument for that. You know, Tetsuya Nomura, he creates nothing but pretty boys. You know, so Sephiroth. I will beat the shit out of Sephiroth's face, you know. Gone Grave. I haven't seen the anime. I remember playing the game, though. That was a good game. PS2, the first one. Or was it the second one? There's two Gone Grave games on the PS2. I played the one that has like a yellowish cover, colorful cover, because there's another one with like a dark brown cover. It looks kind of meh. I don't know. I played the one with the yellowish cover, you know, and the character in the cover, you know. It's the one I played. I liked it. I remember making it kind of far into it. Never beat it, but I had to sell it. It was back in the day when I still kind of wasn't collecting games, or most of them. So there you go. Oh, Stampede is really good. I'm still not watching it. Resident Evil Code Veronica. Alfred Ashford. I played that. That's another game I never beat on the PS2. I played that so long ago, like 20 years ago, probably 18 years ago, when I was getting into survival horror games. Fuck. Never beat it. I never made it past this boss battle because I got stuck in a point of no return, and I had no healing items, and it was just like, get good, you know, and I couldn't get good. I couldn't get good. This boss beat the shit out of me, never defeated the boss, and then I moved on to other games, and now I still have my copy of it. Have you read any visual novels without gameplay elements? Just one, and I never finished it. It's called Our World Is Ended. Comedy. It's dumb. I do recommend it. It's fine, you know, but it's not great. That has zero gameplay elements. Just every now and then you make a decision, and there's like 5 decisions in the whole game. It's just not really a video game. Those types of visual novels are, I don't see them as video games, you know, it's just reading. Have you played Silent Hill before? Or you just play Resident Evil? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the first Silent Hill. PS1 game. I beat that game like 5 times, man. Huge fan of the first Silent Hill. Steins Gate. Fuck Steins Gate went woke ages ago. Fuck them, man. Fuck Steins Gate. The anime was great, though. But I don't give a shit about the games. Are you writing more books? Yes, I am writing a new one. I haven't started writing it, though. But it's been cooking in my head. And I'm gonna start writing this winter. It'll probably be available next year. So, yep. It's gonna have some dark comedy horror. It's gonna be a fuck you letter to modern political bullshit, that book. You would like a Thousand Arms remake. Okay. Hi is from Radiant Historian. That's a punchable antagonist? Yes, he is. What settings, time periods are underutilized in modern RPGs? I feel like here's one that's been like underutilized, but in not just in modern RPGs, like in all of them. We don't see games from like the 19th century, maybe. Always is medieval fantasy, sci-fi fantasy, or modern settings, right? Sometimes World War II era. Sometimes, I don't know, Renaissance era, you know? But 19th century, around that era, we barely see any RPGs. And it's not just modern, you know, it's like all time. There's barely any 19th century settings, you know, in RPGs. Right? What do you guys think? That's an interesting question. I would love to see an RPG based on that, you know, in the 19th century, the Victorian era, you know? That's what I would like to see. Yeah, are there any RPGs? Maybe they are Western RPGs that take place in that, but JRPGs? No, Shadow Hearts, that's 20th century, man. That was during the First World War. That was last century. I'm speaking about 19th century. Yeah, I don't know any. I mean, I know some Western RPGs, like Vampire, you know, Darkest Dungeon, you know, but JRPGs? Oh, I wonder who did you hear that from, Spark Carrot? Who could be out there saying the game's not good or not that good, you know? Who could say that about Stellar Blade? Who? I wonder who. How about Korean developer Shift Up? Oh, speaking about Stellar Blade. No, I don't think they're gonna conquer the world of the gaming scene. What are my thoughts on Drakengard 3? I love it. I fucking love the game, man. I love the character. I love the story, the super dark humor, the gore, the violence, you know, the hack and slash combat. But it's got a lot of graphical issues, technical problems, like frame rate issues, resolution issues, and the dragon fights, the dragon missions are fucking trash. Horrible. You know, it's got a lot of problems, man, but what can I say? I love it. I still gave it a whopping 8.2 in my blog. Mostly because of the story. In terms of gameplay, it's practically a 7 out of 10. An IG7. Fuck that company. But yeah, I love it, man. But it's not that great of a game. Lots of problems. A French RPG? Have you played Manakemia? Yes, I have both of them. I'm a big fan of the second one. Well, actually, I'm a big fan of the first one too, but I like the second one a bit more. Fall of Alchemy. Great games. The second one is excellent. First one has some nasty spikes, you know, and confusing accessory skill tree system that I didn't like. And as a result, I never beat it. I never got past a certain teacher that you gotta fight late in the game and never beat that teacher. And I gave up. But the second one, I beat with both characters. More balanced, less confusing. Loved it. How about Castlevania? Is it 19th century or not? That's 18th. Which Castlevania? You mean Symphony of the Night? Isn't that like Renaissance era, though? I don't even know. Or older than that? I think it's older than that. I don't know, man. Not really familiar with... I mean, I like Castlevania, but I'm not the biggest fan of the series. Disco Elysium? Fuck, that's super woke, man. Fuck that game. Most medieval style RPGs have knights, wizards, clerics, and thieves. Exactly. One of the reasons why I don't play Western RPGs that often or rarely, I mean the old ones, is because they're all like the same. They feel like the same game to me, and the same story, and the same setting, and the job system, and it's just boring. What are your thoughts on the Blue Reflection series? It's a good series, a little bit Yuri for my taste, even though there's never actually... Well, I've only played and finished the second one, not the first one. I've never played the first one. But the second one, I loved it. Great fucking game. Great graphics, great fan service, great combat, great music. Gameplay mechanics. It's an awesome game. Castlevania is different eras. That's right. As far as I'm concerned, you know, all of them take place in different eras, right? I don't know much though. What about Symphony of the Night? I mean, I stopped playing Symphony of the Night because I got other games, but I'm still going through it. You know, I'm about like probably 4 hours in, I don't know. I go back to it from time to time, Symphony of the Night, but it's just too hard. I'm not really a Castlevania guy, so it's being really hard for me, right? But I'll get there. I want to finish the game one of these days. But yeah, Alucard gives off, and the setting, the scenario gives off this Renaissance type of setting, but I know it's a little bit more medieval than that. I still hate them, Kevin. Thanks again, Kent. I've been getting most of your recommended RPGs that I never played back in the day, like Suikoden and Wild Arms, to name a couple of series. That's great. Been playing since Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Yes, it got me into RPGs. No need to feel ashamed. I know someone whose very first RPG ever was Tracia on the Genesis. You shouldn't feel sorry for yourself, man. If Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was your first, that's okay, trust me. Compared to this other guy whose first RPG was Tracia. Wasn't the point of this coalition to think over all your decisions and question your train of thought? Interesting what you're trying to say there, you know. Final Fantasy X was the first RPG you played. Well, you got in with a good game. I got in with Final Fantasy Legends 2. Well, the Final Fantasy Legend 2 on the Game Boy. That's a good game. So, and then Mario RPG, right? So I got in okay, you know, in an okay way. Yeah, some people, you know, their first RPGs were like, damn, like fucking... Oh... You're welcome, Alastor. What was your first PlayStation RPG? Final Fantasy V was 10 Bones' first. Another good game. Good entry. Keep in mind, I didn't get... Well, the Final Fantasy Legend is it's not a Final Fantasy game. It's a Saga game. That little trilogy on the Game Boy, that's not Final Fantasy. They just changed the names to North America to make them more popular, more appealing to people. Say, oh, it's Final Fantasy, I'll play it, you know, but that's Saga, the very first Saga games. Saga 1, Saga 2, and Saga 3. And then came Romancing Saga on the Super Famicom. So, my first game, my first RPG belongs to a series I don't like, but I respect. And I have fond memories of it, you know. Mystic Quest is not a bad game. Jesus, I mean, Mystic Quest is just... I think Mystic Quest's biggest mistake was to be called Final Fantasy. How about that? I think its biggest mistake was that. To be called Final Fantasy. It should have been called just Mystic Quest. Nothing to do with Final Fantasy. And people will appreciate it more. Hell, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say nowadays a hidden gem, underrated and shit, you know. I don't think it's a bad game. It's maybe a bit generic though, but it's good. It's decent, you know, it's okay. Right? First RPG, Super Mario RPG. Almost the same as me. Ys 1 on the PSP was your first PlayStation RPG? That's great. It's a great fucking game. Dragon Quest 1 on the NES was your first RPG. You got in with the king of them all. The king of JRPGs. The godfather of JRPGs, Dragon Quest. Didn't Final Fantasy II inspire the Saga series? I didn't know that. Where did you get that fact? I didn't know that. I haven't looked into the history of the Saga series that much. At one point, I almost remember when I was doing the What the Hell Happened To videos. I was like in 2018. At one point I considered the Saga series, but then I found out this game called Saga Scarlet Grace was out, and I was like, okay, the series is alive. But I almost covered the Saga series because it was kind of dead. But then that game, and yeah, so the Saga series never died. But it kind of died during the PS3 era. You know, I remember we got like Romancing Saga Remake on the PS2. Unlimited Saga, no one likes that fucking game, I know that. You know, and what else was there? And that was it. Unlimited Saga came out and it was a fiasco. So the series kind of died. PS3, 360, we got no Saga games. It wasn't until the PS Vita. PSP? There is no Saga game on the PSP. Unless it never left Japan. So you see the Saga series kind of died for like a few years. Right? But then Saga Scarlet Grace came on the PS Vita. PS4, Switch, you know, and okay, the series revived, right? But I almost made a video on that. Who's the king of JRPGs now? King in what sense? Dragon Quest is always gonna be the king, or more like the Godfathers. But that king, there's no king nowadays. They're all shameless communist bastards, all fucking companies. You just finished Kudelka in Shadow Hearts. Playing this one of Covenant. Why can't there be more Gothic JRPGs? Probably because Gothic has never really been a part of Japan's culture. They just pretend with Gothic lolitas, you know, and Gothic bands, but they don't understand the true meaning of a goth. Or maybe they have their own definition of that, you know, but I agree with you, but I don't think Gothic culture is like a part of Japanese culture, which is why we rarely see any Gothic games. Gothic JRPGs, you know. Or maybe they just don't think they are appealing enough. Because there's barely been any successful Gothic JRPGs since the beginning, you know. Shadow Hearts was a failure. The entire trilogy and Kudelka, they failed, commercial failures, you know. Code Vein was successful, it sold over 2 million copies worldwide. That's a Gothic JRPG? Well, that's a 2019 game, right? Bloodborne? But Bloodborne... Well, yeah, okay, Bloodborne, but that's also a 2018, 2017 game, right? So maybe we will see more. There's Eternal Poison, you know? Anyway, so, yeah, we should have gotten more back in the day. Nowadays, there's a little bit more Gothic JRPGs, but it's rare. 2015, thanks. But the problem with Bloodborne is that a lot of people don't see it as a JRPG. It doesn't have anime style, it's a Souls game, you know? So it's that one game, right? I think the person who was at 10 Bones was asking more about, you know, like Japanese anime style Gothic RPGs like Shadow Hearts, Code Vein, you know, stuff like that. Kudelka, Eternal Poison, you know, that. Persona isn't Gothic. We're talking about Gothic, not necessarily dark, okay? Do you think we get more games like Sea of Stars and Chain? Again, there's always my one question about those fucking indie games. Dude, you guys know I don't read the comments of my videos, but a couple of weeks ago I made a top 10 indie RPG hidden gems, and at the beginning of the video I said, no, I'm not gonna cover the popular ones, right? So hopefully the comment section wasn't like gang banged with fucking idiots. I'm not saying you're an idiot, Devil Reaper rapper, you're not. But with fucking idiots saying, where's Sea of Stars? Asshole! That's one of the most fucking popular indie RPGs of all time. Didn't you pay attention to what I said at the beginning? Please tell me. If you guys read the comments in my videos, please tell me there weren't that many fucking imbeciles, you know, saying, where's Sea of Stars? Where's Chained Echoes? Where's Undertale? You know, like, oh, wow, yes, sure, hidden gem. Undertale is surely a hidden gem. No one knows about it. Sea of Stars, but fuck, no one played it. So let's just put it in a hidden gems video, right? Exactly. Super popular. Even Crosscode. Crosscode, I admit, it may not be that popular. If someone calls Crosscode a hidden gem, I'm like, you know, I disagree, but I respect that. You know? Black Myth Wukong communist propaganda? I don't know, I haven't played the game, I don't think so. The developers of Black Myth Wukong gave the middle finger to a communist company called Sweet Baby, man. You didn't know that? Now you do. But I don't know, I haven't played the game. I don't know what kind of propaganda or story is there, you know. What game is better, I Am Setsuna or Lost Sphere? Good question. I think everybody who has played both, most people are going to tell you that Sphere is better because it has a more interesting battle system and it's more colorful and takes place in different, you know, places and settings and whatnot, whereas I Am Setsuna, the battle system is like traditional and you got this world where it's covered in snow and no matter where you go it's nothing but snow, right? So a lot of people are gonna tell you that Sphere is better. It may be objectively better, you know, but I like Setsuna a little bit more. I just like it more. It's more charming. I like the snow things, you know, the theme. I love the music, the piano music. I don't know. There's just something about I Am Setsuna that makes me give it a little bit more preference over Lost Sphere. But anyway, that should probably be a versus episode one of these days. Do you collect game soundtracks? No, I don't. I should have started collecting soundtracks a long time ago, but I got in late. And all of my favorite soundtrack is just like... Where do you find the time to play all these games? Syrath? I made a video answering that question many years ago. It's called that. It's called Where Do I Find the Time to Play All These RPGs? Go and check it out because nothing's changed. It's just my love for the genre, you know? And this is this YouTube channel, Twitch channel. This is where I'm a content creator. God damn it. What? My roof is falling apart. Anyway, I don't give a shit about Chained Echoes. You guys know that. It's woke and I don't give a shit about it. We shouldn't call them woke anymore. They aren't woke. These people are fucking asleep, man. The most asleep motherfuckers, blind motherfuckers I've seen in history. In my 39 years of existence. They don't deserve... They aren't awakened. They aren't awake. They aren't woke. Fucking... We should call them asleep zombies. We should call them zombies. You know? Exactly. Why is it woke? You know, see... In 2012, there was this... We're not getting into that. You're lucky to have so much time. No, I'm not. More like I'm alone and I don't have a life. I'm not lucky. I wish... If that's your definition of lucky, then I wish I wasn't. Yeah, you guys keep pretending there's no political bullshit in some of your games. Keep playing that, don't worry. That's okay. People have very different definitions nowadays on what's an agenda or DEI or not, you know. If you want to go out and pretend those games have no DEI, or if you know and that doesn't bother you, go, okay, whatever, you know. Just, I think it's a waste of time trying to convince each other, you know. You're never going to convince me to play Chained Echoes, and I'm never going to convince you it's got DEI or it's woke, so let's just leave it at that. You play the game, you loved it, fine. Don't bring it up. I don't give a shit about it, okay? I don't give a shit about Metaphor ReFantasio, you know, and I've already explained this, Alex. I've explained this a million times before. Do your research, okay? I'm tired of people like you, man. No offense, but I'm tired of people asking me, like, oh, this isn't, where's the wokeness of it? Like, well, that's not my problem, you can't see it, or you don't want to see it, okay? And since everybody nowadays has a different definition of progressive and wokeness and cancel culture and stuff like that, then what's the point? There isn't a consensus anymore. And it's gonna get even more twisted now that Donald Trump won. It's gonna go into a different direction, you know? You have no clue what the issue is. Maybe it isn't an issue for you. I don't know. It's just that from now on, I'm just gonna ignore questions about, and then now everybody's gonna troll me. There's gonna be like a million questions. Just like there was with Metaphor. Like everybody asking me about it. Just oh, Google it! Yeah, sure, look it up on Google. One of the wokest websites on the world. You'll find a lot of information about it. That's the history of the world. Words that lose all their meaning are just gibberish. Yep. But how do we... Anyway. Hey, Vicente. Well, you just provided the worst fucking example, man. That everybody can agree. Will I ever talk about Chained Echoes? God damn it! Have you talked about it? Have you played it? What's woke about it? There never was a consensus. There was, Brian. A few years ago. Maybe 1 year ago. Any collector's editions you like. I own a lot, though. Odin... I really liked the Persona 3 Reload Special Edition that I have, because it comes with an Aegis figure and an art book and soundtrack and whatnot. That was fine, it's great, you know, but the Aegis figure, that's fucking beautiful. That's my Aegis for you. You've gotten my perspective a million times before. I'm tired of this fucking troll, man. You're a fucking troll, man. I know who you are. Fuck this guy. This Alex guy, I don't know who you are, but you fucking tech. You know, I've seen you like in a million Q&As before. Either you don't pay attention to what I say, or you're a fucking troll. Fuck off, man. I'm done with you. Thank you, Daryl, for saying that. You do pay attention, like a lot of people out there. Do you prefer battle systems that are at first simple but turn out to be complex over time? Or battle systems that start fairly complex but as you learn them are actually just simple nuance? That's a complex question you're trying to ask me. Let me read that question again. Do I prefer battle systems that are simple at first and then complex? Or battle systems that are like fairly complex but then they go like super complicated? No. I think I prefer the first one. Simple at first and maybe then complex. No, that's great. Those are good questions. Those are the questions that I want. You know? Those are the types of questions that I want and most of my viewers want. Not the, why is this game woke? You know, okay, dude, have you played this? What is your most anticipated? Like, come on, those are the questions I want. And I love how the fluidity of the viewers, concurrent viewers, is like all over the place. I love, man, the fucking guys here. Cabrutus? Isn't that a Brazilian guy? That guy's from Brazil, right? I'm aware he created the Sweet Baby Detective group. Well, I don't know. A lot of people aren't willing to collaborate with me. Probably because, one, they don't know who I am, or two, they just see this really angry guy who's gonna be like, okay, so here's Erick Landon RPG, you know? Here's Erick from the YouTube channel Erick Landon RPG. Welcome, Erick. What do you have to say about politics? Fuck them! I fucking hate them! Ah! They think I'm gonna be like that in the collaboration, you know? So they're like, oh no, this guy is on our side, but no, that's too much for me. Maybe they see me like that, right? I don't know, man. Why don't you go and ask Cabrutus to reach out to me? Because honestly, you know, I'm afraid, like, I know I said that as a joke, you know, but I'm afraid that people, that's how they see me, you know, and I can't blame them, you know. I'm fucking angry. I hate the video game industry nowadays, you know, and politics, but they should know that I'm not really like that, you know. If I get to collaborate with someone in real life, you know, like, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be like, fucking sweet baby, kiss my fucking head. I'm not gonna be like that, you know. I will be like very philosophical, and I mean it. Like, I will try to behave and be reasonable, you know. So that's why I don't approach other YouTubers anymore, because I'm convinced that that's how they see me, you know. So you guys do me the favor, you know, you go and ask them, you know, to collaborate with me. And if they refuse, or they play dumb, or they say, oh sure, and that never happens, then you'll get your answer. My favorite YouTubers, not many, you know, like Cinemassacre, my favorite channel. I've been watching James Rolfe and Mike Matei for like 13 years at least, you know. And I've mentioned the others, like, well, some of my favorite YouTubers quit, like Games of War, and I made a collaboration with Games of War. He was in that JRPG show long time ago, and we made a collaboration for his channels. He made an entire video talking about strategy RPGs, and he invited me to cover the Grow Lancer series. Cinemassacre is in dev. What are you talking about? It's there. What are you talking about? Dev? Anyway, so Alpha Omega Sin used to be one of my favorites, but he quit ages ago. I like GameSack. I wouldn't call myself like a big fan or one of my favorite YouTubers. Not anymore. Maybe in the past, but not anymore. But I still like the channel. I watch Rick Beato. He's a really famous guy, you know. That's exactly my point, Alex. A lot of people aren't okay with that. A lot of people are okay with that. The end. Now you see my point? Now that we got that out of the way, can we like move on? You play that game good? If you find other fans out there, sure, talk to them. If you find haters, you know, respect them. Leave them alone. That's it. You don't have to convince the world there's nothing wrong with it. Just fuck them. You know, if people like it, you just said yourself, to each their own. Yeah, right back at you. Cinemassacre isn't dead. You prefer Pepsi to Coca-Cola. Okay. That was a pretty insightful comment. I appreciate that, Vicente. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. You watch Rick? I don't think making an episode on Lunar versus Suikoden, I just don't think Lunar has that many fans. I just don't see that. We're moving on. Most annoying animal sidekick? Wait. By sidekick, do you mean like party member? Like an actual party member? Or like just some fucking animal that's just there? There's a lot of them. Well, I don't find these, it's just last night I played like a Yuden Chronicle and Marisa has this creature called Pui, and that's all it says, Pui, Pui! Oh, okay, we get it, you're trying to be cute, but I'm not gonna say it's like the most annoying party member. Okay, let's say party member. Animal party member. They usually aren't that annoying. That's gonna be a hard one. Morgana isn't an animal. You're gonna offend Morgana. YouTube, stop disconnecting the chat. You're doing this on purpose. I know you are watching this. Stop disconnecting the chat. Stop doing that. Do it again. Changes nothing. Feline in Monster Hunter. I don't know about that one. The cat thing in Monster Hunter Stories. I haven't played that game in a long time. my Xenosaga question. When will Xenosaga return? You should call Namco. Yeah, Daryl, but we're talking about the worst. Bienfu? I hate Bienfu, but is he really an animal though? Does that count? Or are we on about like I don't know. But if Bienfu counts, then oh yeah. I don't hate Bienfu that passionately though. Like I hate him, but not really. I don't like him though. Celine from Cold Steel? I'm not the biggest fan, but I don't hate her. Hyuri? Hoodle. Hoodle? Is that the guy from Marisa in a Yuden Chronicle? Well, yeah, but I'm He's just there. I don't like Hoodle. Is it Hoodle? Marisa's fucking creature in her shoulder, man. Charlotte from Trials of Mana. Charlotte. I don't remember Charlotte. Trials of Mana. Is she a playable character though? Charlotte? Is that the little girl? That's not an animal. Hoodle is the owl from Tales of Arise. Oh, that... Like, I don't mind him. I do know Solatu Robo Red the Hunter on the Nintendo DS. Probably one of the holy grails on the Nintendo DS. Really expensive game. Developed by CyberConnect 2. Same team who did Fuga, Melodies of Steel. Who do you think you're talking to, man? I did mention that, Asia. I have an entire rant on that on the Game Awards. Check it out. It's here on this channel. It's what I made the rant when I talked about the game, the Tales of Arise winning, you know, as best RPG. Check it out. Solatu Robo is a good game. I never finished it though, but it's a good game. I never been. I don't remember Sash, Chocobo in Sash, Zaj. Who is your all-time favorite JRPG character? Characters? I've done videos on that. Look them up. But right now, my number one is Harley from Chrono Cross. Always have been, always will be. Even though there are other characters that are like objectively better, you know, and more developed and fleshed out and whatever. Harley forever. Harley forever! Any other RPGs like Rule of Rose you think are like... Did you mean to say another game? Rule of Rose is a survival horror game on PS2. Really expensive, man. Italian warehouse? Like, what? Is Harley hot? I don't know, man. Why don't you Google her? And you decide that you need other people to tell you what characters are hot? Just look her up. You tell me if you think she's hot. Maybe she's too hot for you. Too hot for you? Kevin. Very funny. I love Tiara too. In Fairy Fencer F. The only one that exists. You need, what? Okay, first and foremost, Rule of Rose is not an RPG. I never played the DLC for Tales of Arise. What time do you usually start your Q&A live streams? 12 p.m. Central Time every Sunday. 12 p.m. Central Time. What time is it right now where you live, Asia? Right now, it's 1:30 p.m. where I live. Oh, okay. But what do you mean? Oh, so was that Italian warehouse thing story you told like recently? Did that happen recently? Because Rule of Rose was like, I mean, it's always been a stupidly expensive and rare game, you know? So they found a bunch of them in an Italian warehouse and the price dropped? And was that recent? I want to know because I'm always interested about, you know, collecting, you know, in prices and current. I'm always going to be interested in that. I know I barely collect games anymore nowadays, but I'm always interested in that, you know, knowing prices of rare games. A couple of weeks ago, a month or two ago. Oh, so it's recent. You know what we're going to do right now? We're going to open a price charting tab and check for the price of Rule of Rose, and let's see if it really went down in price. No, it didn't. It didn't, man. Looks like people finding a bunch of copies on an Italian warehouse did nothing. Because the North American version still sells for $630. However, Italy is PAL territory, and the PAL version sells for $332. Let's click on that. It's been $300 for a while, 300 and something dollars for a while. So I don't know, that was an interesting story, man, but I don't think the price went down. Collecting games can get pricey. Do I have a Nicolas Cage meme for that? Buster, for you, just for you. Do I? No, I don't. You're lucky. I can't make fun of you. Gotcha Force? That's... I know that game. That's really expensive too. Hagane, man, on the Super Nintendo. Hagane. 11:30 Pacific time for me. So we're 2 hours apart. So my Q&As start at probably 10 a.m. Pacific time. Your time. 10 a.m. Memorize that. Every Sunday, 10 a.m. Your time. That's when my Q&As start. Did you hear about the Piglet game that had horror elements that jumped in price recently? No! A Piglet game with horror elements? I gotta look that. What's the name of the game? Now I gotta know, man. A Piglet game with horror elements? What's the name of the game? I gotta know that game now, man. Piglet's Big Game? That... What? Piglet's Big Game on PS2, right? Is that... what? This is on PS2? Maybe some big YouTuber covered it recently? Yeah, there's a lot of videos from like 1 day ago, 2 days ago. Crap ton of videos. Everybody's talking about it, you know? All these fucking channels. Wow. Wow, I didn't know about this game, man. Anyway. The internet. All of a sudden people start talking about a super obscure game from the 20 years ago, you know, and they make it famous. That's crazy. Oh, it has a soundtrack. Euden Chronicles is $30 where you live. It's still 50 something where I live. I have a digital copy, obviously, but I don't have it physical and I want it. But I just don't want the money to go to 505 games. Euden Chronicles is a game I'll definitely buy used somewhere one of these days. I don't want to give money to those fuckers, man. Did you know SNK made a horror game based on Athena from King of Fighters? No. I know there's Athena. Athena was originally an NES game. That's bad. Not terrible, but bad. It's bad. Fucking bad. Right? But, no, man, I didn't know there was a horror game based on Athena. What year? What console? Athena's pretty good looking, so if it has fan service, I'll play it. Fan service and horror. I saw the first .hack games at a secondhand store and at the time logo for $15. It's still $15, right? Infection, you mean? The one with the white cover? You know, I think it's still 15. I mean, it's probably... Maybe it's 20, right? How much it... Metal Gear Tactics, ah? Metal Slug, yeah. I don't know. Isn't there a Metal Gear Tactics, though? Isn't there like some Metal Gear game on PSP with RPG elements? Acid, I believe? Isn't that a tactics game? Yo! Anyway, Hack Infection is the cheapest hack game. It should still be cheap. The expensive one is fucking Quarantine. Acid was a card game. Oh, okay. I never played it though. Yep, there's an RPG of Samurai Shodown on Neo Geo. We know that, I haven't played it. Athena Awakening from the Ordinary Life. Like, I gotta know now. And if it's on PS1, maybe I'll stream it on Twitch. Athena, awakening from the ordinary life. Oh wow. See some images. Show me gameplay images. Don't just show me the cover. So I think it isn't fan translated, right? Looks like some kind of horror visual novel game. Lots of text. Looks really interesting, man. It says here, it's just a video game. 3 discs. Obviously exclusive to Japan. Anyway, I wanna play Metal Slug Tactics. I haven't played it. I haven't seen the Fatal Fury of Us. No, I haven't. I don't really watch a lot of anime. You know, I used to watch a lot of anime back in the day, but nowadays, not really. I don't give a shit about that, Kevin. Yeah, it looks cool. Thanks for bringing that game to my attention. I didn't know about it. But if it's, it looks like kind of text-driven. So if it's not fan translated, I doubt I'll get anywhere. You know. Some games are exclusive to Japan, even if they don't have an English translation, I can still play them because they're shoot-em-ups or platformers, fighting games, you know, beat-em-ups, you know, stuff like that, like Ikitusen. I'm a big fan of the Ikitusen games now. You guys probably already know that on PSP. Huge fan of both games. And they're in Japanese. There is no fan translation, but you can understand them to an extent, you know, so. But Athena Awakening, that looks like it's very text-driven, so I might not be able to get into it. Yeah, I don't know if it's a fan. I don't think it's a fan. There's a fan translation, but it looks interesting, you know. Awakening from the ordinary life. Yeah, that's the game that I found on my freaking phone. Phone. Fire. Fire. Phone. Freaking phone. Something's wrong with me. Let's see what happens in today's Versus episode. We got Trials of Mana Remake. Remake! Not the original, just the remake. Versus the first Atelier Ryza. Not the trilogy, just the first Atelier Ryza. Okay? I've been wanting to do this for a while. People finally convinced me last Sunday to do this Versus episode. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's finally happening. All of you Atelier Ryza diehard fans of thickness, you know? It's finally happening. You can finally vote. But don't forget, Atelier Trials of Mana looks really good. It's basically Angela versus Ryza, but I know Ryza is gonna win. Start voting! I should put like, do I have pictures of both? I'm doing this. Let's see if I can find it. You start working on your arguments while I do this. No, I don't. What about Ryza? I need to find like something. I just have like pictures of her face. Well, you know the characters. Just Google them. Like, I want to throw in like an Angela picture just to try and convince you to vote for Trials, but there you go. 50-50, dude. Oh, wow. Okay. I love these episodes that are like so even. Oh my god. This one is hard, isn't it? Yeah. I want to put Ryza versus something nowadays. And someone last weekend said like versus Trials of Mana. And I was like, sure. That happened before people paid money to me to play Deftones on the guitar. That happened last time. Vote for Angela. She's a brat. She's a really hot brat, though. I don't see any arguments, though. What the hell is up with the music, man? Darius Burst. Yeah. They should make a Piglet JRPG. I would play the shit out of that. With horror elements. So YouTube can talk about it. All YouTubers. Fucking trans, man. I'm sick of that, to be honest, you know. Something happens and everybody talks about it, you know. And it's like... I imagine a lot of you are like, you know, whenever something happens, some big game comes out, you know, they're like, oh, everybody's talking about this game. Oh, what's Erick talking about? Grow Lancer 6. Fan translated on the PlayStation 2. Well, back to the 10,000 YouTubers talking about this other game. Sure, let's watch them. That's me. Welcome to Erick Landon RPG. Imagine right now everybody's talking about the Piglet. Erick likes horror games and fucked up games, you know. He's gonna be talking about the Piglet game and then come here and... Welcome to Atelier Ryza versus Trials of Mana. And they're gonna like... Get the fuck out of here, man. What are your arguments? There's 34 people voting on what's convinced me. Why do you think Trials of Mana is better than Atelier Ryza or the other way around? What are your arguments? Waifu wars, exactly. See, everybody's leaving. They got offended because they are those guys. I told you. I had like 90 people watching and I said that and they left because I'm not talking about Piglet. Smiling Dog says, I'm gonna say this one. As a fan of Mana series, I love this game, both the original and the remake, and that's because of its great combat system, an okay soundtrack, and recognizable characters. Okay, good to know. Valkyria, you can't fucking beat Mission 7. Is that the one where... Which one is Mission 7? Ain't that the one with Sylvaria? Or when before Sylvaria arrives? And you gotta use like a bunch of like rocket launchers, guys, you know? The one with the big... That's the one. Yeah. Oh, it took me a few tries. That's a hard mission. Forget about the waifus, JA. Just explain why Trials of Mana is better than Atelier Ryza in your opinion. Or why do you like it so much? Explain that. Oh, Cross. Fellow man of culture. A man of culture. Cross, I see you're a man of culture. Any more arguments in favor of Atelier? It's pronounced Atelier. That's the French pronunciation. Go to Google Translate if you don't believe me. Atelier Ryza. And there's Atelier. Atelier. And then Atelier. 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 Trials of Mana has more replay value. No, Cross, you're new. You need to make like a paragraph of an argument so I can read it. And this gets turned into a clip on my second channel. You know, that what's going on with the music? Restart, man. Fuck this one. Where's the Atelier fans? Like, hello, exactly, right? Where are you guys? I mean, a lot of people voted for Ryza already, so where are they? Hello? Any Atelier fans out there? Anybody? Today my voice is... I'm so sorry, guys. That's your argument, Fieries? Okay, he says Atelier Ryza is more cozy. More of a cozy game. Yeah, and of course it's turn-based, which is better. Fine, I respect that. Okay, JA, which game did you pick? I'm assuming you picked Mana, right? Trials of Mana? Yeah, probably. Like, okay, so JA says, wait, what? Okay. JA says, Trials of Mana. They took a great game and updated it really well. The combat is fun, the character progression and customization is addictive, and the art style is pleasant. That's right. Especially Angela. Okay, no waifus, no waifus. No waifus. I think the same. I think Mana is replayable because you can pick a different party. You pick 3 guys on your first playthrough and then the 3 other guys on your second playthrough, right? Has a lot of replay value. I featured that game. I made a top 10 called 10 JRPGs with massive replay value. Trials of Mana Remake was there. I used to think the same of the Atelier games, JA, but then I play them. Cross says, Trials of Mana wins. You can select different main characters, which changes the origin and the villains of the story. Not sure why you wouldn't pick Angela, but you do you. So that's one good reason. The multiple protagonists feature. In Ryza, you just Ryza. Not to shit on Ryza, I like Ryza too a lot. That's more like ass. What? You like the character development in Ryza? And you're not a fan of the Mana series? Oh. That's okay. To each their own. Mana still seems like winning, you know. Everybody hates Charlotte. She's an annoying little character. Even if you play the game in Japanese or in English, she's just as annoying as Limo in Star Ocean 4. But Limo, give Limo a break. Right? Leave Limo alone! Poor Limo, man. Ash, have you realized that you just called Ryza a him? Thank you, JA. You only played Atelier Ryza 2 on PS2. That game is not available on PS2, man. That's only available on PS4 and Switch and Steam. You're probably referring to another Atelier game. Thank you, Yum, for that insight. Iris 2 is a great game, man. It's my favorite in the series. You probably played it because I said that. Yeah, if you didn't like Iris 2, yeah, forget about the rest of the series. It's closer than I expected. Me too. Dude, it's like 51.49 right now. Look at that. It's fucking insane. What song? Oh, this is a new song. I don't remember which one we were listening to, but it said right there. That's why I live this. Don't watch these Q&As on your phone. Watch them on a full screen. Super big, so you can see the impressive quality I have with my 720p camera. Brian, you can't vote. Your argument is invalid. You need to have played them both. Anyway, Yumi's right, the Trials of Mana is super fucking cheap. It usually sells for like $15, $20, whereas Ryza is a Koei Tecmo game. Those never go down below 40. Freaking... You're welcome, JA. Hope you enjoyed Project Croissant. That's a great fucking game. Great. I fucking love that game. Any more arguments? You got 5 minutes, people, before I start giving you my own. Ryza versus... It's Atelier Ryza 1, the first one, versus the Trials of Mana remake. The Ryza games were $20? Not in Mexico. Ryza, I don't have Ryza 2 and 3. They're like $60 each. I've never seen them below that. 50 maybe. I agree. Ryza is hot and whatever. She cannot beat Angela. Nope. Alright. Any more arguments? You got just a little bit over 3 minutes. Is this Summon Night music? Trials of Mana wins? Really? Right now it's 50-50. Look at that. 50-50. Both games have a really good soundtrack. 50-50. I'm gonna... Dude! Summon Night Swordcraft Story 2, I just talked about it. How come you've never heard of it? I just talked about it like 5 days ago, man. This is some bullshit, says Cross. Look at that! Both games have fan service, cannot go wrong with both. That's right. Come on, we need one more vote. Be that person, please. Well, you still have like 2 minutes. If you have any more arguments for me to read, to consume, let me know. 50-50, you gotta be kidding me, man. It's even. Eventually there's gonna be that one guy who's gonna vote, who's gonna break it. Break the tie. This is fucking awesome. Look at that. There we go, someone broke it, but we got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Exactly. Trials of Mana also has 3S. 51 votes. A minute and a half. I didn't see this coming either. I thought Ryza was going to destroy Trials of Mana by a landslide. Thanks again, JA. Oh, good to know, man. Thanks. Great info. I'm still not gonna play it. Have fun with the game, though. 1 minute and it's over. It's 50-50 again. Some people are trolling. They're fucking trolling. I'm ending it right now. 52 votes. One more and it'll end. One more vote and it'll end. Come on. It's still a tie. It's still a tie. Jesus Christ. 50-50 again. Oh, I was gonna end it. Come on. Who voted? Ah. Shit. Come on. What the hell, man? Okay, there it's over. There we go. Ah. The poll is over, and I cannot believe my eyes. The poll was tied for a long time, but By some miracle, Atelier Ryza won with 51%. Trials of Mana lost with 49%. Trials of Mana was winning for the first half of it, but then Ryza came along and everybody's angry now. Oh, come on. Blame that one person who voted for Ryza at the end. Big Type saves a franchise. There's your guy. This is crazy. My pick is Trials of Mana. I wouldn't say it wins by a landslide, but I wouldn't say it wins by a hair. I think I genuinely like Trials of Mana more than Atelier Ryza. Not because it's an action RPG. If we start comparing the battle mechanics of both, I prefer Ryza, but it's also kind of like real-time and more stressful. Whereas in Trials of Mana, you got these like kind of wacky, somewhat, depending on who you pick, you know, you got these weird controls, you know, not the best hack and slash. The battle system in Trials of Mana is very technical, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not the biggest fan of either battle system, but I like them, you know, I pull through and I enjoy both. But there's just no way I can decide which one has battle mechanics, you know. I think it's a tie in battle systems because they're good, both battle systems, but they come with problems that make them a little bit frustrating for me. Okay. In terms of story, I think Trials of Mana has a bare bones story because it's not really the focus of it and it only focuses on your main character. And sure, you can watch the episodes of your two party members, especially in this remake. That's a new feature which made the story more rich. You know, but Ryza has this more character development, you know, strong traditional storytelling and narrative. So it should win for that, right? But I think I'm gonna stick with this plot in Trials of Mana. But to be honest, it's like a tie again, like the battle systems. Like both have decent stories, but with problems and things and themes that I don't really care about. You know, they're kind of like, I don't know. Neither game has like a great, outstanding story, to be honest. Graphics, I think both games look beautiful, and I think Ryza has objectively the better graphics. But since I like Angela a bit more, so Metal Max, don't get jealous, you'll get your episode. I don't know, I think Ryza has better graphics. But I like the graphics in Trials of Mana a bit more. I just like them more. And it's just, man, Angela. If we're comparing the waifus, you know, I like Angela more. I'm sorry, I'm an Angela guy. I fucking love Angela. She's one of the sexiest characters I've seen in my life. Ryza and her fucking fat ass thighs can kiss my ass, man. Anyway, gameplay mechanics, I think I like both almost as equal. You know, Ryza is a bit more traditional. You go around town, you know, and a big huge town, and then you got your addictive mechanics and blah blah blah, you know. But Trials of Mana is more like classic JRPG style, you know. You go from town to town, overworld, different areas, different dungeons and shit, you know. And yeah, you do the same in Ryza, but I don't know. I think I like Trials of Mana, probably because I grew up in the 90s with 90s and 2000s RPGs. So I'm not sorry. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. And in terms of music, I like the music in Ryza a lot, but I think I prefer the one in Trials of Mana. The soundtrack is a little bit more memorable. I remember a lot of songs. They're both up there, you know, almost a tie in terms of music, but I don't know. Some of the themes in Trials of Mana are like so memorable and catchy, and they stay with me longer than the ones in Atelier Ryza. In Atelier Ryza, I can only remember the first two battle themes. And in Trials of Mana, I remember like 5 songs, you know, so I like a little bit more. That's it, you know, to be completely honest, neither game stands out way more than the other for me. It's not like, oh, Ryza wins in story by a landslide or Trials of Mana wins in graphics by a landslide. No, this is why this episode was very interesting and it was such a close match because he was like very even, you know. Anyway, I like both games a lot, but they aren't amongst my favorites. They aren't even in my top 50 favorite JRPGs of all time. But I like them, I appreciate them. But Trials of Mana wins for me, okay? That's my pick. That's it. Thanks for what? Angela wins. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's it, guys. I'm leaving you with Star Ocean, the second story. A song called Endlessly. It's fucking great. One of the many dungeon themes in the game. Amazing game. Take care, everybody.